All right, part 2 of lesson 12.3, we're going to talk about today, what if C is negative? Okay, so what C being negative means, all right, so I'm looking at C. C is negative 45, or subtract 45, depends on how you want to think about it. Okay, so that would tell me that when I put in my x's, oh, that x didn't turn out. I'm writing with a stylus and sometimes that doesn't come out nicely. What that means is one of the signs is plus and one of the signs is minus, because that's the only way I'm going to get a subtraction at the end of the quadratic. Okay? So, what I need now is two numbers that multiply to 45 but subtract to 4. Multiply to 45, subtract to 4. Okay, so 9 and 5 come to my mind immediately. Well, I wrote it to the side that time. Why didn't I just throw the numbers right in there? I mean, yesterday the numbers didn't even matter, like which order. I could have put the 9 first, I could have put the 5 first. Well, yesterday was different because the signs were the same. Today the signs are not the same. One of them is a plus and one of them is a minus, and we have to put the correct number with the correct sign. It definitely matters now where the numbers go. Okay? So I have my numbers that multiply to 45 and subtract to 4, but now I got to figure out how should I sign these numbers to make a negative 4. Okay, so if I'm going to combine the 9 and the 5 and I want to make a negative 4, the 9 has to be the negative number to make a negative 4. Okay, so that means that the 9 has to go to the minus. And the way I think about it is I look at the sign of the middle number and I give that sign to the larger number. Out of 9 and 5, 9 is larger, that's the one that goes to the minus. And then the 5 goes to the plus. Okay, now it doesn't matter. I could have, when I started this problem, I could have put the minus first and then the plus. It's a weird thing, like Active Inspire keeps changing color for no reason. And that just means that the 9 would have to also go first and the 5 would go second. So it doesn't make any difference the order of the signs when you put those in, but the order of the numbers definitely matters. The numbers have to match up with the sign that's going to make sense for our middle term. Okay, so if we look at number 2, x and x, all right, this sign is a subtraction sign. That tells me that one of my signs is plus, one of my signs is minus. I need two numbers that multiply to 40 and subtract to 3. Now let's see, 4 and 10 subtracts to 6, 8 and 5. Okay, so I've got 8 and 5, and I'm keeping those in my head. I'm not just throwing them in there because I have to think about where they go. Okay, so my 3 is what helps us decide where they go. This 3 is a subtract. That means the larger number is the one that gets the subtraction sign in the binomials. So the 8 goes here, the 5 goes here. Number 3. Here again, we've got the subtraction sign, so that means the signs are different. 1 plus, 1 minus, 1 minus, 1 plus. Doesn't matter. The order of the signs, again, does not matter. The order of the numbers does. So I need two things that multiply to 15 and subtract to 2. Well, we've got 3 and 5. I'm going to look at the sign of the 2. The sign of the 2 is plus. So the larger number gets the plus. So I'm going to put the 5 next to the plus, and I'm going to put the 3 next to the minus. Number 4. scroll this down a little bit. Okay, all our examples today are going to have minus c's. We've got minus 24 and a plus 5. So subtracts to 24, or multiplies to 24, subtracts to 5. Well, we've got 8 and 3 that do that. Okay. 5 is a plus. That means the larger number, 8, is the one that gets the plus sign. Multiplies to 24, subtracts to 10. Y'all, this is tricky, okay? Because maybe you're thinking about 6 and 10. 6, or not 6 and 10, 6 and 4, sorry. 6 and 4. Yep, they do multiply to 24. And 6 and 4 do make a 10, but they had to add to make 10. And because this is negative and these two signs are different, they're not going to add to make 10. So this is a tricky one. It's not 6 and 4 that we want. It's 12 and 2, because that multiplies to 24 and subtracts to 2. So that's a tricky one. You could pick the right numbers for the 24, but the wrong numbers for the 10. Okay? All right, so 12 and 2 work. It's a minus 10. So that means the larger number, 12, is the one that gets the subtraction sign. All right, we've got 3 more here. I'm going to give you an opportunity. You can pause the video right now and try these 3. All right, let's see how you did. Remember that the order of the factors doesn't matter. The signs being with the correct numbers are what matters. Okay, so if you had x minus 10 or x minus 3 in the first parentheses and x plus 10 in the second parentheses, that's correct. If you put a subtraction sign with the 10, that's not correct. Okay, so the sign in the number is what's important. Okay, so 8 times 10 makes 80, and 10 take away 8 makes 2. The subtraction sign in front of the 2 told me the 10 had to go to the subtract, the larger number. Last one. Seven times 4 is 28. The sign, the plus sign in front of the 3 tells me that the 7 has to go to the plus sign. Plus sign and 7 go together. All right, that's part 2. Thanks for watching. See you next time for part 3.